going to be your host for today. Before we get started, guys, if you guys could let me know in the Zoom chat for us that are here live, if you guys could let me know if you could hear my voice, as well the Spanish audio, and also if you guys can see my screen. Perfect, perfect. Getting some good stuff in. Good morning, Ozzy. Merry late Christmas to you as well. Kevin, Sarah, Ozzy, awesome Lynn, Dr. Daryl. Good morning, good morning. Happy holidays to everybody. I hope everybody had a very, very, very Merry Christmas. Thank you guys. Clayton from Tennessee, welcome, welcome. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being on with us. I also have on with me today, who I'll be bringing on in just a couple of minutes here, is Miss Livia Fisher-Kane, our CSO, our Chief Strategist here at iN8. And she's going to be going through some of these, some of today's presentation with me, okay? Very excited to be here with you guys. It is the end of the year. We're going to do something a little bit different, okay, guys? Let me ask you guys by a show of hands, or in the chat, I guess, virtual hand, if you guys could let me know how many of you guys have been with us since the beginning of the year 2024. How many of you guys have been with us for over 12 months? If you guys can let me know, put a thumbs up or a me in the WhatsApp. You guys can raise your hand however you guys want to do it, right? So I got plenty there. Suzanne, Matt, Terry, Devin, Cosette, let's see, Nico, Leon, perfect. A lot of you guys have been here for a while. I see some some names in there. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna turn on my camera here. Forgot I didn't have that on. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day here. I'm just looking at my chat over here. Bill Dahl there, perfect. JJ, all right. Perfect. Well, guys, I'm very excited to be with you guys today and to go over to do this call. This is kind of going to be looking at our year 2024 in retrospective, what we accomplished, where we've came from, and get ready for where we're going. Okay, we're gonna burn the bridges here. We're gonna leave everything in the past, and we're gonna move on into 2024. So today is the last day that we get to talk about the past, and I want to go through and I want to remind everybody where we've come on. So Liv, I see you're on with us. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning as well. We're going to go through a lot of this information. Liv and me and Liv were talking right before the call, literally right before the call. And I was looking through the slide deck and I saw a lot of stuff in there. I was like, this is kind of cool, exciting. Some of you guys are going to be like, wait, what is this? Because you guys might be newer. But we want you guys to know who we are, where we've come from, and also, the things that we've accomplished this last year. Because I think a lot of times we go through our day-to-day lives, and you probably do this with your personal life. You probably do this with your relationships. You probably do this in a lot of aspects of your life, is we go through life, and sometimes we feel like we're accomplishing nothing. Sometimes we feel like we're stuck. Sometimes we feel like, oh, we haven't had any big quantum leaps, right? Because there haven't been any big significant changes in our lives. But if you really take the time to go back and reflect on this last year, and that's what I want you guys, I'm going to challenge you guys today to go back and reflect on this last year. Where are you at today? Are you better off than you were a year ago? Are you better off than you were 5 years ago? And some of you guys might say yes, and some of you guys might say no. It's been a tough year for many people out there. I know it's been a tough year for us as a company. We've had to reinvent ourselves, but it's exciting to see what we've done. So I'm going to talk about where we were at the beginning of 2024 here. And Liv, I'm going to ask you at any point in time that you want to kind of come in and we didn't have any time to go through this, but to come in and go through any of this. But, at the end of 2023, guys, Liv came to me with some ideas. We were having a little leadership retreat at the end of 2023, and she came with me with some great ideas. And one of these ideas was our X life, okay? Was the idea of focusing and creating a lifestyle company, okay? And we went ahead and did that. We went in, we created X Life, and we went in there. We had a bunch of curated channels in there. We had a bunch of content that was going to be specifically designed and user generated from our user base, from our leaders. And that's what X Life was and is. and even will be in some variation in the future, Liv. And so let's kind of talk about these brands, Liv, because I know this all happened at the end of 2023. X Life was there. I see a lot of people, maybe they log into X Life right now. A lot of people are probably logging into cloudx, but let's talk about this vision of X Life and everything that came along with the next brands that we're going to talk about with lifestyle and education. And why is it important for 2025?
Right. So, I mean, I think a lot of has changed, right? And we're going to look at this long road of everything we accomplished. But I think one thing that hasn't changed and hasn't changed ever, hasn't changed since I met you, I know it hasn't changed for you, your whole life hasn't changed for me, my whole life, is that the goal of impacting people is always the same. And I think that, both of us and, many people on our team have been in this search and development for, meeting people where they are and ways of, getting people to improve their outcomes. And I think that when we came up with this concept, it was obviously the need of creating something new, and that would generate that impact. And so that's where we were. And obviously people are behind their screens. And that's, something that hasn't changed. That's not going to change. It's only going to get worse. Worse if we're just, wasting our lives away, right? But our concept was, what if, we hijack some of that screen time and we empower people through using some of their same behaviors, right? It's their same triggers that make them stuck, but opening doors to self-betterment and right professionally and personally. So that was, why we did X Life. And I think that's also still the boat we're on, and moving forward.
Well, and I think it fits. I love what you say right there, right? Where we're basically taking people's habits, a habit that people already have. How many of you guys go look at your screen time for yesterday? How many of you guys spent 8+ hours, 9 hours, 10 hours on these devices, right? And sometimes we do it, scrolling away our lives, and sometimes we do it productively, right? Sometimes we do not know. And again, it's the end of the year. I'll challenge you guys, go look at your screen time for the last, week, last month, for the whole year, and realize where you're at. Where are you putting your focus and your attention at, right? Drill it down to exactly what apps have you been looking at. And I know some people might have that focus of maybe that's where their whole life is, social media. Other people may not. But you have to realize where you're putting your attention is where your focus is what you're going to do, what you're going to become. And that's what we've created that's what we created with X Life. And this X Life gave us the ability to build on top. And again, I want to remind anybody, we've had quite a few people come in the last kind of minute or so here, Liv. I want to remind everybody what we're doing today is a retrospective. We're doing a look at what we accomplished in 2024. You're going to see some old brands here. You're going to see some outdated stuff here, which is all fine because we're looking at what we have done this last year and where we're at today. So X Life, stealing back people's time, stealing back people's screen times. The second thing here that we did is we created I have always been a fan of self-education, right? There's a saying out there, formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. And I'm an absolute believer in that. I do not have a formal education. I went from high school to the military to being an entrepreneur. I've taken maybe 15 college credits in my life through correspondence, virtual classes. That's it. It just wasn't for me. I could not find myself doing college or formal education outside of high outside of high school. I barely graduated high school. So for me, but I love to read. I have my books. This is probably my number one book. That it's a book right before Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, The Laws of Success. And this thing is it's like scripture. I got two books here. One's scripture and one's Napoleon Hill. And those are things that I read every single day. So self-education is going to give you, as it says there, skills that empower, right? Skills that can change your life. And that's what we're all about. We want to focus on education. That was focused primarily in trading, in entrepreneurship, in mindset development. Um, and this is important, guys, because skills is something that we're going to continue to develop into 2025, right, Liv?
Right, if you want to mention that. Yes, for sure. It's just like, it's that same thing of the screen. It's that same thing of like, and even in the skills, right? Or even people that are out there and are trying, right? There's a lot of noise. It gets hard. It becomes hard, like to figure out, what is someone trying to sell you something? What is something that's actually helping you? And majority of cases falls, in the first option. And so we really wanted to give that back to the people and, and understanding where the world is going as entrepreneurs, giving the people the heads up to skills that will empower them in the future. And that's where we started here. And like Joe mentioned, we will have, some surprises coming on our next call, on our January call, that will be involving that.
Awesome. And guys, we've taken a little bit of time here in the beginning, but we're going to kind of just start flowing through this here really quickly and remind everybody we're looking at stuff that we've accomplished in 2024 from the end of 2023, last December, into the beginning of January when we launched some of these things. So Skills is a academy. It's our online academy. And the great thing about Skills is we can turn it into whatever we want. This brand it's multi-use, if you will say. So the other thing that we have and we still have that people have kind of really not, I don't know if forgotten about, but we haven't been promoting it because it hasn't been part of any of the packs, is our travel club, right? We launched our DREAMX Travel Club, and inside of this travel club, Liv, you were very excited about this when you were putting it together. I remember. And my idea with it had always been, how do we tokenize travel, right? And we couldn't do it at the time because we didn't have a token. We didn't have a token. So I wonder if we can maybe tokenize travel this time around in 2025, right? Just throwing some little teasers out there, but DreamX is one of those products or travel is one of those products out there that people love in the lifestyle industry, right? They love to be able to go on vacations. They love to go on incentive trips. They love to be able to just, especially in our industry, show that lifestyle. So the DreamX Travel Club is something that as well we created at the end of 2023 and brought it in with us into 2024. And we just kind of, the focus wasn't so much on traveling. I think it was very much so building up income producing assets in 2024. And I think that's something that we achieved, but we want to give people the tools that they can now not just have the money that they need, they get to live the lifestyle that they want, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. And just like it's like the people to people, it's in the world, it's like experiences that it's, that also empower people because it gets them off their screen a little bit, right? So we were looking at like what were the ideal things that we could bring on that we could really push people forward, because that's what we're here to do. So yeah, it is an exciting product, and it has a lot of great stuff there. Like for me, like I work and travel. I do nothing else in my life. So it's, so it is a great way to open people's minds, to the life experience that they're building for themselves. So.
Exactly. And also we went in and we started creating educational content, right? We have the Aligned brand here. We had Tactical Entrepreneurship, with some of our higher level leaders, if you will, teaching, different strategies and tactics and high ticket sales. So these are just some things that we were able to go through. We went through and we had our Body X with Misty Martinez as well, our COO, talking about fitness in there. So there was a lot that we were able to go through. We were able to go through and train on marketing, digital marketing with you, Liv. which every single one of these categories in the educational, whether it was from the Aligned brand or from tactical entrepreneurship, Body X, Nova, marketing, whatever it may have been, we had that ability, and we were able to create and create a educational subscription off of this, right? We were able to go through and help people, as it says there, reset, level up, and live it up, right? To live the lifestyle. It was an all-inclusive membership that people were able to get access to, whether it was from the X Life or Skills or DreamX. And we really put the base of what we did in 2024 early on. We put a lot of vision out there. We put a lot of things that kind of got left behind, flex rewards, but these were all things that we had the vision of doing. We just didn't have the mechanics of how to get it done. And over the last 6 months, this is the first 6 months of our lives, the lifestyle club, the all-inclusive memberships, the flex rewards, the awaken, the destination travel, the rewards. And these are all things, guys, that over the last 6 months, we've kind of put them in the back of our mind. And I want to tell you, we are not forgetting who we are. We've created a brand identity, but we also got so star stunned, as the word that I'll use, the term that I'll use there, by cloudx. We launched cloudx and people were just absolutely amazed that they could purchase something, they could purchase a computer server in simple terms, and that computer server can make them dollars every single month in and month out for the next 5 years. And they loved the concept. And that concept took us to millions and millions and millions of dollars in revenue. It's taken us to open 2 data centers around the country, with the third one coming soon. And so cloudx has become, I guess, who we are, but it's not everything that we are. And that's what we want to remind people today. But cloudx, Project cloudx, is something that we launched. We launched at the beginning of March. It took a little bit of time to get some traction for people to understand it, but I think by about mid-year, by about May and June, people really started understanding the concept, and we were able to go through and get cloudx rolling. And you guys, everybody here probably knows what cloudx is. And then within that, we were able to launch our ecosystem marketplace, where people could go in and purchase any of our products that would give volume and bonuses, share out links, etc. So these are all things that we had to go through and build ourselves. And that takes us into April here. We had our Q2 Leadership Invitational. This is where we came through and we really talked about all of the vision that we had for the remainder of the year. This is the first time that I think I talked about potentially having a DAO. People didn't even know what a DAO was at that point. And I want to remind everybody, in April, I was still going, and we were still going through legal challenges with the U.S. government as well. And so there was a lot of uncertainty there. You guys have stuck with it. You guys have, for those of you guys that have been here the whole year, you guys have given us, you're shown your loyalty. You guys have shown what it takes to get through a tough time in a business with us. And I want to thank and congratulate everybody. And out of that Q2 Invitational came a lot of great things, and it came a lot of things that we had to get rid of. You might see some brands on here that we no longer even talk about because they just became obsolete. They became things that didn't fit with our vision of who we were going to be, right? So we've really simplified down to the core who we are. And going into 2025, we kind of shotgunned everything out there. We saw what was going to be good for us, and we're kind of bringing it back in. And I think this next year is going to be a year of simplicity and a year of duplication and growth, right? March 27th, we had, talking about our legal challenges here, we had our, basically towards the end of our legal challenges, we had some different events that we wanted to do. Unfortunately, we never got to do them because the case just got dropped, right? We ended up we got the case dismissed. Our lawyers did an amazing job, but the reason that it got dismissed is because, like I said from the beginning, the truth will prevail. And unfortunately, the SEC did not do a fair investigation before they even brought the case. If not, they wouldn't even brought the case, in my opinion, right? We fought the unfairness of the system and we won. That's just as simple as it is, right? Um, Again, we launched our decentralized to empower, our cloudx. We launched the first ever concept of iN8, right? That was where the idea of iN8 came along, to have your innate rights, to fight for who you are, fight for your beliefs, fight for the things that uh, your divine power, your Father in heaven, your whoever you believe in as a higher power, that you have your innate rights as a human being, as an eternal soul, to achieve the life, to achieve success, and to live a life of greatness. And that was the concept of iN8, and that took us to where we wanted to let go of the old brand. We wanted to let go of the old and bring in the new. And the old brand, we did some amazing thing. This thing was my baby, guys. You have to understand that this was a hard decision. I battled with this for months and months and months, but you know, some of the things that I accomplished and we accomplished, some of you guys in the past, in 2020, we launched a company. We did about $4 million in sales. 2021, we've started building community outside of the US and internationally. We took it to 20 million. The next year, 22, 200 million. 2023, we had some problems with the US government, but we've overcome them. 2024 has been a year of reinventing ourselves, of creating different brands, different products, different ways that people could identify with us. And really now towards the end of the years, figuring out who we are and where we want to take that brand. And in 2025, it's going to be about that simplicity and about that duplication. So in June 24th, 2024, we closed the door on a powerful chapter, a huge chapter of my life, a chapter of great success and of great challenges, but of amazing, amazing growth. So that was a sad time for me, guys, in the middle of the year, June, and to bring in something that was new, that was exciting, that was relaunching, if you will, was whether it's a relaunch or a rebrand. It wasn't just a simple rebrand, but it was a rebrand. We were able to utilize a lot of the infrastructure that I had built up over the last 4 years. Okay, back office systems, landing pages, shopping cart systems, merchant processing, banking, cryptocurrency processing. So we are a 6-month-old startup, if you will, but we have 4 to 5 years of infrastructure. We have the ability to go to billions of dollars with the infrastructure, with the personnel, with the technology that we have. And that was the beginning of the manifesto. And Liv, let's talk. I'm going to let you talk a little bit here about the manifesto, about the inception of, iN8 as a manifesto.
Yes, yes, this is still the favorite thing I ever wrote. And I think this road kind of tells, because we grew bolder. We were like, okay, yeah, we need to empower people, we need to inspire people, and we need, to, meet where they are, and like, we're just, but it was a little bit softer approach. And then we're like, after everything that happened, and not only with us, everything that's happening in the world, we're like, yeah, okay, no, we gotta, this is a revolution. We gotta, recruit people in, we gotta fight back. We gotta, teach people, show people, what is their innate rights, what is their innate greatness, and that it's theirs, and that, we have to fight back. And technology, right? That's also what we learned in our way. Like, I think everything that we're looking at brands, and we're showing the front face. And there's also a lot of, learning and development and paying in the back end of things that brought us, to this point where we're like, okay, organize ain't gonna cut it. We need to develop, and we need to decentralize. And that's what the manifesto represents, was that bridge into, a different call to action, a different action plan that brought us where we are today, with a focus in technology.
And I think, guys, one thing that I want to remind everybody right now is just thinking through this is how many of you guys have been part of our company and have not read this manifesto? So I want to, it's not a question. You guys don't have to answer it, but I want to challenge you guys today. Go get your hands. Go. It's on the light paper. It's on the tech white paper. It's inside the cloudx dashboard. It's the first paragraph of the light papers of the white papers. It's listed all over the place. Go read it, guys. It'll take you a minute, but it is who we are at our core. Why we are organizing, why we're developing, why we were decentralizing, and the opportunity that we see to take a lot of people along with us to have a great amount of success. And that's what this manifesto is about. So I challenge you guys to go read it, take a look at it. And part of that has given us the ability to go through and launch the first ever decentralized business collective between iN8 Network, iN8 Labs, and the iN8 Technologies companies here. And this model has taken us to a place where we were able to go through, create 21,000 DAO seats. We've already sold about 3,500 of those. We launched iN8 DAO. We are the first ever decentralized autonomous organization in the state of Utah. We put our roadmap out there. Granted, our roadmap, we're plus or minus a little bit, but I told everybody as we went into this, it's not dependent on me. It's going to be dependent on the state, on the regulators. And so we went through, we've achieved that. We achieved some great success. We've started generating revenue for our cloudx hardware owners. And that really, to me, started to prove the model that this can work. We got the proof of concept in. We started to get the first revenues in. And that was, to me, the most exciting thing because, yes, were they millions of dollars in revenues? No. They're hundreds of thousands at least. And they started to show me, hey, this thing can really work. This thing can really pay people thousands upon thousands of dollars a day. And it got me thinking, what else could we do differently? How else could we take, iN8 and really help the people make an extra $200 to $300 a month? And I know some of you guys hearing that right now might be thinking $200 to $300 a month. That doesn't help anybody. A lot of you guys are US based right now, but let me ask for if there's any Latinos on here, an extra $200 to $300 a month in Latin America and India and Africa, by just either owning something or participating in something. That is powerful, guys. That can change a lot of people's lives. And so I went to Rob, who's our head of legal, and Rob really helped us put together a model for our duplication, for our participation, for the DAO, and how to keep us safe. We started collaborating with these very powerful law firms and legal teams to help us get to where we wanted to go. And we were able to get through this approval process with the state of Utah. We got our light papers approved. We got our bylaws approved. We got our smart contracts approved as a DAO. I know some people may not know what that means, but what I want you guys to know is that we are taking the steps. We're working within the framework that we have here in the United States of America. Us being a US business, there's challenges with being a US business working in the Web3 space, but there's also great benefit. Because when we take this thing internationally, you guys start talking to people in Mexico, in Colombia, in Peru, in Chile, in wherever it may be. A lot of people, they respect the United States of America. They respect that we're doing a business out of the US because they understand we have some of the toughest regulatory, financial regulatory, and even marketing regulatory laws in the world. And a lot of people want to do business with US based companies. So us being US based, yes, it has its challenges, but those challenges, it has time delays, it has other small little challenges, but it gives us the ability to be able to recruit internationally at a exponentially faster rate, in my opinion, right? October 26, 2024, we went through and we started talking about the Trailblazers program because this went in and this started talking about the participation. What I loved about this concept, guys, and what I wanted to do with Trailblazers, and we started setting the foundation since October, was the fact that in direct sales and network marketing, people get paid for the result. That means if you recruit somebody, you get paid. If they buy a package, you get paid. If they buy a product, they get paid. If you build a team, they get paid. But you only get paid if there's a result. How many of you guys have had people in your organization that have taken action? And I mean sincere action. They've gone out there, they've gone to the events, they show up on the Zooms, they invite people to the Zooms, they invite people to the meetings. They do all the things that we ask them to do. They write their why, they write out their goals, they promote the company on their social media, and they never make a sale or they never build a team and they never get paid, so they lose. Now, what if you were able to reward your people just for taking action? What if you were able to just reward your people just for participating? What if the compensation for participating in our DAO, in our organization, could be action-based and not results-driven? Meaning, just for showing up on the Zoom, you're going to be able to get compensated. Just for being at the event, you're going to get compensated. Just for doing the small basic things and participating, you are going to get you're going to get compensated. And that's what we really set out to do, guys, with the iN8 DAO NFTs. October 15th, we launched these. October 18th is when we started our tokenomics. Now, we've also launched our cloudx owner's dashboard in that time to show utilization. This was our V1. And part of our roadmap, as you guys see here, we dropped the NFTs. Our staking started. So October 15th, we dropped the NFTs. October 18th, our staking started. Okay, the token distributions started. The DAO seats activations were started. So like I told you guys, 7 was on October 15th. The 8th was on the 18th. The 9th, number 9 was on the 18th. The 10 was on the 18th. The 11 was on the 18th. And 12, we're working on that right now, the marketplace token enablement, how you can utilize your token for products and services within our ecosystem, okay? But all of this we accomplished October 18th. We accomplished our roadmap very, very quickly. We launched our DAO rewards dashboard, the place where people can go and stake, mint their NFTs, participate in governments, see the finances. There's a lot of stuff that we still need to develop in this, but that took us to that ability, like I already said, to become the first ever registered DAO. Now, one of the biggest things I think that we did this year was actually bringing a very high level CTO, a very knowledgeable technical person into our company, because up until this point in all the clouds that we had created, we had done it with independent contractors. Okay, I want to let you guys know that we had built our first cloud with a team, and I say their first and second cloud because they built 2 variations of the cloud from April to September. In September, I realized that that wasn't going to work and we needed to hire a new technology team. And guys, in the last 90 days, Jared and his team have built an absolutely phenomenal high availability, geo-redundant cloud that is absolutely mind-blowing. The things that we're going to launch in 2025 with the cloud, with reseller programs, with vendor accounts, with you guys being able to onboard clients, it's going to be absolutely insane what we accomplish. And that's because we made that hire with Jared there. And we put our focus into technology, guys. As a brand, we put our focus into technology because if you go out there and you look at the technology industry versus the direct sales industry, the technology industry, the data industry is in it it's exponentially growing, right? And the direct sales industry, while it's big, it is dwarfed by technology. And we wanted to create products and services in the technology space. We wanted to create technology as a product for the direct sales space. And that's what we've done. We've continued to do that. And this is where we get back to my narrative of the proof of participation. How can people get rewarded for just participating in the organization? How can they get compensated for showing up at a meeting? How can they get compensated for taking action for the DAO? Well, we do that through the DAO members app, and we do that through the tokenomics. So as people are out there and they're taking action, they're building the company, they're showing up on the events. And this gives you guys, I want you guys to understand the philosophy in this is for my leaders out there to say, well, I don't know, because now they have to do this thing. Guys, You give them something to do and they're going to do it. And guess what? Those actions, well, they are the beginning stage. Those basic actions are things that people need to be doing to build and share the business as well. So as they take those actions, guess what they're doing? They're building their business. They're recruiting, they're retaining, they're educating, they're duplicating. Okay. Now, the actions that we have in the DAO members app, those things can change. We have our committees that are going right now. We can add, we can take away, we can redirect, we can figure out which are the actions and we can add to. Anything is possible here with the iN8 DAO. And we've set a base. Liv has come in. She set a base. Nicola did an absolutely amazing job with the DAO members app, and everything that they put together has been absolutely amazing. But it's the base, guys. It's the starting point, right, Liv? Like we're here, we're at a starting point, and now we have over the last 30 days, we have our a couple of our committees going, and the committees are bringing through great ideas. And one thing that I want to talk about is just because you are not on a committee does not mean you are not participating in the DAO. The DAO committees are now going to get set up and they're going to be talking with you, every DAO member out there, listening, hearing what we can do better and bringing those proposals to us so we can govern this DAO, this organization even better. So understand that, guys. The DAO members app is a way for us to reward people / compensate people for participating in the DAO, not for generating sales, not for recruiting people, not for retaining people, but just for taking action and just for participating. You're able to participate in our token rewards system. And those of you guys that are participating in the committees are there. You guys are there to serve the people, right? And to bring proposals to us. So you guys are the group of people that will help us develop the DAO into what it needs to be. And the base that we've set here towards the end of the year is just the beginning. The DAO that we have today will not be the DAO that we have a year from now. It needs to be better, and it needs to be made better by the people, by you, because everything that we've set up to do has been by the people, for the people. So we got to put our voice and our vote out there, okay? And talking about the committees, right? We were able to go through and identify some great people. We got our phase 1 done at the end of November, beginning of December. We were able to go through and get committees formed. At the end of November as well, we're getting towards the end of year here. We had a lot of people show up at our Atlanta data center, a lot more people than I was expecting. We had 25, I think we probably had about 40 people go through the Atlanta data center. We got the cloudx machines installed in Atlanta, giving us redundancy, giving us the ability to have a better cloud, a better technology offering out there. So. And then at the same time, we were able to launch the new cloudx dashboard version 1. We were able to release this. It had the ability to be updated more frequently. It had the ability for people to get automated. Right now, what we're doing, guys, so you know, on the cloudx dashboard is we're linking all of the systems together, so you guys don't have to be logging into separate systems. You guys will have the ability to click a button. It single signs you on into the new system. You guys can go back and forth seamlessly between the systems. And there's a lot of other great features coming in the cloudx dashboard I don't want to talk about right now, okay? And Liv, I want to pull you back in here because I just tried to run through as much as we could there. So we're getting towards the end of the year here, Liv. What's been our focus? I guess if you want to go through and tell the people, what's been our focus towards this end of the year? And some of it's here on the screen, and some of these logos might not mean anything to anybody, a couple of these, but let's talk about the ecosystem that we're putting together for 2025.
Yes, you put me in the hard spot. That is, say without saying it. Thank you.
Because if I try to say it without saying it, I'll say it. So
I know, I know you would. So yes, we are in a very exciting moment. One of the things that I wanted to highlight, though, is as you went through your thing, right? It's just like how you're always thinking about the people, and like the different types of people and how to really make an impact or in all the different layers, right? I think that's such a huge differential from, from a CEO of founding down member and all of the above, because that's one of the things that I admire so much, and that I really just want to emphasize it, because you can see, like, when we're talking about, Latin America, and we're talking about, emerging markets. And then when we're talking about, because in network marketing, you have, the people that make all the money, but, what about the people that are participating and are putting in their time, but just don't succeed, and how you're thinking about all of them. And I think that what this leads us to our next stage here is user experience. And I think that's going to be a huge breakthrough for us. I mean, I wanted to highlight something. Like, if you go back, and I know Nicola's going to email out these slides, and you look at our first cloudx dashboard that was highlighted there, and then you look at our new dashboard, the evolution of the process, and you can only see the front end, right, which is already a great evolution, but the back end, and it's incredible. The amount of work, the amount of talents that we have in our technology teams, and the developers that we have working on that, making it possible for us now to come and launch a technology-based ecosystem that favors user experience, that really brings to mind, like, where people are at, how they behave, like, makes it, streamlines everything, makes it simple, duplicatable, with a core of products. And that's where we're at now, right? A core of technology products that the mainstream can consume, that will change everything. And that's exactly where we're now. And I couldn't be more excited. Every time I meet with committees and people, I sound like a nerd, and I'm just so excited. And it's just like, it's just funny. But the truth is, because I got to see the back end, I got to see the evolution. I got to see Joe leading the way towards where we need to be. And so, yeah, so that's all I have to say without saying much.
And guys, well, I want to remind everybody. So January 4th, 10 a.m. So it's next week, right? Is when we'll be going through a lot of the details for 2025, a lot of the stuff. And guys, we're going to be unveiling them there. That doesn't mean they're going to be like changes that day, right? We're going to probably make a lot of the things that we announce. I'm going to talk to the leaders probably be this week, let them know what's coming, get their feedback, and we're going to be implementing a lot of this in January, a lot of the changes. January 18th, January 20th timeframe. I don't know exactly the exact date, but probably the third week of January. And that gives our tech teams a little bit of time to get a lot of our stuff out of beta and into full launch. One thing that I want to note here, guys, in rounding up the year, our total sales for the year of 2024 I just looked at it. It was about $9.3 million for the year. So year one as a startup technology company, zero debt. I want to say that zero debt, zero outside investment. Okay. Zero people control us. It's just a very important thing to say. Zero people control us. $9.3 million in revenue for the year. Millions of dollars paid out in commissions, hundreds of people making money, over 300 people right now with their cloudx node online and making money. So it's been an absolutely phenomenal year. It's been a year of proof of concept. It's been a year of reinventing ourselves. It's been a year of sacrifice as well, of giving up companies and brands. It's been a year of sacrifice from an investment side as well, time side from everybody on our corporate staff. Liv, you've done an amazing job helping us get the proof of concepts and the visuals and the designs and the strategy out there. I'm telling you guys, Misty works probably 24/7. If there's, I'm lucky to have a team that works just as much as I do, because I know Liv is working, I think 24/7. Misty's working 24/7. Jared's working 24/7 in getting this vision out there, because we believe we believe in the vision. We believe in what we're doing. And it shows in the amount of hours that we put into this. And we put the hours in for you guys. We put the hours in so we can create a system that we can gift to you guys. And that's what we've done in 2024. We've set the foundation. We've proven the concepts. And now 2025 is going to be even bigger and better. And I'm going to set the theme since right now, my goal for 2025 is 10xing the company. 10x all the way. We're going to 100 million this next year. And for those of you guys that don't believe me, just mark your calendar next year at this time. You guys can be back, whether you're a part of our company or not. Come back to our end of the year retrospective, and you're going to see that we achieve that goal, and maybe we even surpass that goal. But 2025 is the year that we have a year of growth, a year of prosperity, a year of abundance, and a year of absolute change for ourselves, for you, for our loved ones, for our family. It's a year about creating a legacy and setting the foundation for the rest of your lives. We're not getting any younger, guys. I'm not getting any younger. My hairline is receding. I'm losing hair. But I'm telling you what, the sacrifice is going to be worth it. The time and dedication that you allocate to iN8 this next year will be worth it. You'll be able to achieve more in this next year than you have in the last 10 years of your life. And I'll tell you why. Because we have the systems in place, we have the right teams in place, we have the right tech in place, we have the right people in place in the field as well. So I want to thank you guys for being part of us in 2024. This isn't about me and you, it's about all of us together. The DAO is going to be for the people, by the people. And I want to remind everybody that going into 2025, that it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, it's going to be more exciting. I was just taking a look at our apps here that we have live in our marketplace. Our apps are ready to go. Our technology is ready to go. Our cloud is ready to go. Our loading portal is ready to go. Everything is ready to go for 2025. So with that, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And we'll see you guys all next year. See you guys next week. Take care, guys.